fucking plate of mushrooms.
Alright, so we're here at Bernie's Burger Bus, and Carlos looks like he got, what the fuck is that shit called?
The substitute.
Substitute. Nothing but fattening stuff. Look at that.
Who are you showing?
Open that shit up.
Mushroom, blue cheese, cheddar, fucking bacon. What more do you want?
America.
America, explain.
Yeah, and then the more cultured ones.
Y'all two got the fucking same burger.
Because we know taste. What the fuck do you have? Look at that.
Literally just
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It looks so plain and dry.
Jalapeno poppers.
We're trying to get people to watch this stuff, and you come up with this crap. Look at that.
Garlic
potatoes. Got
Look, man.
cheerleader. Cheerleader hands down. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Salad if it has vegetables.
You're just that scared of eating vegetables that you are not willing to try new things.
Yeah. Well,
Look at all this. This uncultured swine decided to screw us up with his burger. Look at
meat
that.
lovers out there are gonna fucking agree with me. Meat and cheese lovers are gonna agree with me.
Nothing but hot takes.
It's a legit burger.
Hot takes. Or uncultured people. Come on,
Cheddar
please
and
put
blue
something more in your burger than this. Look at this.
Fuck.
I mean, it looks delicious. No, not gonna lie.
Exactly.
It looks delicious. It just, be adventurous for once.
Fuck yeah.
Pretty good?
That's A fucking plus.
Sweet. So pretty good burger all around. Again, cultured people get stuff on their burgers, not plain and dry, but we'll let it go for this time. They also have, what else do they have? The fries? What was the ones that we usually get?
Their fries are really good. They have those, what was it, brisket fries last time?
Yeah, it was the brisket fries.
Blue cheese fries, stupid good.
Crazy amount. It's crazy amount of food. The reason we didn't get it today, I'll probably make another cut for it. It's just a crazy amount of food of getting a burger and fries in one.
If you get a burger
too
and
much.
you get fries, you can't fucking finish.
It's insanely. It's that good though. I mean, we've been here a couple times. Again,
good enough to try.
Bernie's Burger Bus. What is this on? Yale Street.
Yeah.
Off of like 45. Amazing burgers. Yeah, 610. 610. Wow. Cool. Whatever.
Stop using so much, you know they're freeways.
All of them, not just 610. Or wow, yeah, I fucked that up too. But all around good.
Don't be rude. It's for everybody.
So we got these fries. We just got them plain, but I mean, just large fries again. These are ridiculously amount. So we're just sharing for all three. It's ridiculous. Now, again, this asshole decided just to get plain shit, even though we're trying to go with this food thing pretty serious. And he goes,
ranch is too spicy. What do you mean?
to who? To who?
To me.
Yeah, your baby fucking mouth over there. Baby tongue. Baby tongues. Anyways, you should probably take over this podcast from now, Brianna, because this guy's terrible with food, apparently.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the jalapeno ranch, then?
It's bomb as fuck.
Bomb as fuck. If you can describe it a little bit, maybe like, is it creamy? Is it spicy? Is it actually spicy, or is he just being a bitch?
No, it's actually spicy.
It's actually pretty spicy?
Yeah. This
Alright, cool.
time his comments are warranted.
Worth it. This is one out of maybe the 25 times we've judged your eating. But it's okay. One day you'll get it right. Well, you got it right today. We'll see if you can get it again. Maybe in the near future. Alright, so quick recap. Bernie's Burger Bus, of course, never disappoints. Been here before, but it's a local place. Opened up, what, 2007 was it said?
Yeah.
No, that was the other place. It was not 2007.
Edinburgh.
Can't remember. We're gonna just put that in the intro.
Fuck, it's delicious. It doesn't matter. It is delicious. It is totally worth making a trip to. It's totally worth checking out. If you like burgers, it's definitely one of the best spots in town. Definitely come try it out.
Definitely.
Shout out to them for, letting us record, blah, blah, not having an issue.
Very forcefully. I mean, we just
Yeah.
Well, that's
recording
besides
without
the point.
asking.
That's besides the point. I mean, they have other good stuff. The burgers are really good. The ones we had were the cheerleader and the substitute, right?
Right, cheerleader and
Yeah,
substitute.
cheerleader, it's, of course, buns, meat. It has pepper jack cheese, lettuce, the fried jalapenos. Really, really good shit.
And it's Houston exclusive, so
Very
that's always good, supporting local business. Always try to go out, see what's local. Chain stuff, it's cool when you're in a pinch, but, these guys put their heart and souls into their food, and you can taste it for sure.
And there's a literal bus
inside. We were gonna record, but it's like it's better if you come here and just look for it for yourself. Very good atmosphere, craft beer. They have the games up. It's really, really. I mean, people would say it was hipster, but in reality, it's just they put a lot of heart and effort into it, and
Cool
you can
spot.
tell they put a lot of heart and effort into it.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Definitely recommend.
Now let's get to the rest of the podcast.
Welcome to the Armchair Amateurs podcast. I am Adolfo, and my co-host Carlos Flores.
More energy. We need more energy.
Big dick energy. That's
Welcome
all we
to
have
the
here.
motherfucking Armchair Amateurs podcast. This echo. Welcome to the motherfucking Armchair Amateurs podcast. My name is Carlos, and this is the co-host right here, Adolfo Lopez.
I've been kicked out of my own show already. This is it. This is it, boys.
I've lost control. This thing is off the rails.
So have you guys seen before? We just put up footage of Bernie's Burger Bus. We had great, delicious food. Filled up a little too much, to be honest with you, man.
A little much.
It's sitting. Doesn't sit bad at all, though. Very, very good food. It's just, be prepared. Be prepared.
For sure.
Yeah,
if you
get
do
that
go
ice.
to Bernie's, you need to go hungry. I mean, the portions are huge. Burgers are huge. Fries, I mean, if you order by yourself, you're going to have a tough time. But it is some of the best burgers in town. Local. You know, you've seen the footage. They look good. They taste good. You know, we can attest to that.
Don't be a bitch like Carlos. Put some stuff on it. Be adventurous. Don't be this asshole.
Meat cheese is the basis of the best burgers. Period.
That's the basic burger. The absolute, like that, when you strip down a burger, that's what you say. Buns, meat, cheese. That's a plain. Like, you go to Whataburger, you go any fast food place, they're going to be like, so you want it plain? Right?
Yeah, actually, that happens.
Yeah, right? So, no, be adventurous. Do something good. All right. So, this is our first episode. To be honest with you, we are a little bit nervous.
Absolutely.
well,
We're
this
going
is
to get a little bit off track, too. We're definitely just trying to work through it at first. But stick with us. You know, we've got a lot of things planned. That intro section that you just saw, that's going to be how we start off most of our podcasts. We're going to, you know, visit a local Houston spot. We're going to try out their stuff. We're going to, you know, give a little bit of an opinion on it. You know, just kind of make recommendations based on whatever we find is good. And also, we'll try to keep it varied, so from different parts of town, different types of food, you know, all that jazz. And then this second part of the podcast is going to be the meat of our podcast, so this is where we're going to spend the most time. Week by week, we're kind of trying to do a rotation, so 1 week we may cover, you know, an interview with somebody in town. You know, maybe not somebody that you know or somebody who's famous, just, you know, somebody off the street who has a good story. Or the next week, you know, we'll cover a piece of Houston history or, you know, Houston sports. You know, it's going to be on a rotation. We're going to try and keep it varied. Armchair Amateurs allows us to cover a wide range of topics and educate ourselves along the way on those topics. So, you know, we'll be sharing that journey with you guys.
Just to kind of explain where we came from, the whole podcast thing, we have been talking about this for a very, very long time. We've had conversations. I mean, we've been friends since we were freshmen in high school. We're 21 now. Pretty good friendship so far. We might fuck that up later on in this podcast.
Yeah.
But
pull the Beatles, you know, Paul McCartney, John Lennon.
yeah. Oh my God. Yes. But I mean, we always have conversations. We go into deep depth, and we get other people involved. And we've always just said it. Hey, hey, why don't we put this in recording and see what other people think? We were just too much as a piece of shit to do it. We're pretty lazy.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely interesting challenge and something really interesting for us to try out. You know, starting out, we are going to suck. To be completely honest, we are going to suck. But learning is probably the biggest part of the journey of figuring how to make this thing entertaining and fun to watch and listen to. So we're going to try and make this available on YouTube at first, and then, you know, eventually we'll try to put the audio on Spotify or iTunes once we've figured out the formula.
No, definitely. So for the basis of this podcast, what we're really trying to do is like we posted on Twitter, we posted on Instagram. We want to get Houston culture out there, not just the mainstream stuff. What you'll see covered by like Houston Chronicle, those big medias that always go around here. We want people's voices heard. So like that's why we start off with local restaurants. We want people in Houston or maybe tourists that come in, see these spots and see what Houston really is. I think that's the biggest thing. People always want to give the negatives or hype it up way too much. We just want to keep it 100% authentic, straight up.
Right, because supporting local businesses is extremely important, and Houston has such a diverse culture. It's a melting pot, so you can go anywhere in town and find almost any kind of food, and I think food is one of the best ways to really experience culture and share it as a starting point. And that's kind of what we try to aim to do with that opening segment, is really try to open people's minds. And it's scary going somewhere new just because you don't know if you're going to like the food or if it's any good. So we try to break that barrier, just, say if it's good or not, or whether we recommend it or not. And it's nothing against the places either. It's just kind of our personal taste on it.
The opinion you never asked for. That's what we're going to give you.
Right. That should be the tagline of the show. The opinion you never asked for.
But you're going to get.
You're going to get it.
The opinion you don't want, but the one that you deserve.
Exactly.
Trademark pending.
All right. So like we said, the meat of the podcast is on a rotation. We'll cover many different topics. And then towards the end of the podcast, we'll kind of do a little bit of a hot take segment, so try and get us to debate a little bit, or me and Adolfo have very strong opinions about lots of things. Sometimes we may be really, really wrong, but we believe in it, so we fight over it, or we, get really hype about it just because we agree with each other. So
yeah, we do agree about it, but leave comments, please. Tell us if you disagree with us.
Tell us if we're wrong. Tell us if we're idiots, please.
Yeah,
we know we are, but reinforce it.
We might not agree with you, but it's always good to argue. Everybody says, I try to avoid conflict. Bullshit. Everybody likes to argue. Everybody knows that.
Deep down inside.
It's all about the hot takes and fuck yous.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. That's what America. 2019. I'm running for president. Watch out, boys. So
you gonna go up against Kanye?
Kanye? No competition, fam. Me. All day. We can get into this, but
Let's save it.
You couldn't handle it.
All right.
Especially with that video with Lil Pump. Just saying. Don't watch it. But, that's really the basis of our podcast. It's very straightforward. It is going to be very different. There might be weeks where it's a little bit more serious, where we do want to cover, again, the voices of the people, and sometimes those opinions or those voices or the people we get it from aren't necessarily the happiest subjects. But why not give them a voice? People aren't going to go to random strangers, hey, tell me a story or tell me about you. How did you get here? They're going to go for what sells, And maybe this stuff doesn't go anywhere, but for us, it's important to get our Houston on the map. Of course, sports does that all the time. But again, mainstream. It's mainstream stuff. That you're always going to hear about the Texans, the Astros, but who's going to hear about, the John or the Janes downtown Houston, or the local businesses that nobody will go to unless you really dig into it or just happen to run into those restaurants. Yeah,
absolutely. Our city is beautiful and it's wonderful. I prefer it over any other city I've ever been to. You can call me a homer all you want, but I love this city to death, and I think there's a lot to it, and it's good for us to explore too, because we don't even know most of it, so it's definitely an exploration.
Shit, just going to Bernie's Burger Buzz in the Heights, we were going around, it's like, how many places have we not been to? We've been in here our whole lives, and just looking around, it's like we've never been there. That looks cool. Look at the atmosphere alone in Houston restaurants, local pubs, local everything. You're gonna find something pretty cool. And shit, maybe the food isn't good, but you go for the atmosphere, you go for the hook. These places are obviously in business for something.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it's drinks, whether it's food, whether it's dancing, there's a billion and 10 things to do out there, and we kind of want to take a look at some of those things.
Sounds good. So you want to go to the next one?
Sure.
All right. So again, we had mentioned that we're going to do hot takes. why we're doing hot takes is kind of interact with everybody. We're not just gonna focus our reviews on who we talk to just on the street. We want your voices to be heard too. If you're watching, of course you want to hear your opinion. So leave comments on our debates, on our hot takes, what our opinions. Again, make us feel like shit if you want to. We like it. We like that energy. Match that shit. So I mean, we're gonna be talking about different stuff, whether it be current events. You know, of course we'll try to cover Houston stuff, but sometimes it's better to get the real hot takes. I mean, like first, we're gonna start with the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans coming up this Sunday.
Oh boy! So it's gonna be the Texans against what used to be the Oilers. For those who may not know the history there, the Oilers did get bought by. Bud Adams did move the team to Tennessee, and they became the Titans once they moved over there.
Too soon.
Too soon. And ever since then, it's kind of been a really nasty rivalry, especially since it's divisional. And I think going into this week with the Patriots' loss, it's definitely tough. And, you know, Deshaun Watson's performance may not have been the most inspiring, but I think they come out fighting and they come out swinging because as a divisional opponent, they know them better than anybody. They know their schemes. They see the most film on them. So I think they got the best chance to really put up some points on them, especially with Will Fuller coming back.
Straight up. I mean, to kind of solidify where we're coming from for this week, let's kind of talk about last week. So, where did the Texans go right? We know where they went wrong, but where did you think they went right?
So, I think what they did really well was surprisingly pass defense. Point to Gronk getting open and getting that touchdown pass in the end zone. Definitely covering tight ends has always been a weak point on the Texans defense. However, that pass rush wasn't as prominent as people may have hoped. But you got to remember, again, Whitney Merciless is coming off of a torn pec. J.J. Watt's coming back from a long string of injuries. So it's definitely going to take a little bit to get back into the groove. But you could see J.J. getting back into it as the game went on, especially in the second half. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I think going against Tom Brady, you know, he can put up points. He can put up points on almost anybody. I think they did a decent job on defense. Just, man, our offensive line definitely needs some work, especially with Chantrell Henderson going down. It's gonna be rough.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon. But it's definitely shaking off a lot of rust. I heard, you know, you hear these different newscast stereos or radio stations saying, oh, you know, Clowney and Merciless didn't do this. And, yeah, it is true. I think they weren't as impressive as everybody thought. But then you got to think about it. It's still the Patriots. And these guys are, again, rusty. And, I mean, I hate to make excuses or any shit like that, but I don't think they get enough playing time during the preseason. I know you want to conserve your players, but they looked rusty, man. Just straight rusty.
Yeah, absolutely. And they talked about that, you know, sitting players through most of the preseason. Limiting their snaps helps prevent injury, even though there were some pretty big names that got injured during the preseason. But at the same time, you need work in that updated system. You need to get those practice reps in to really get the changes that they're putting in throughout the off season. So there is a pretty hot debate going on about that right now, whether it's beneficial to sit players out that much. But let's get some insight on the Titans. Marcus Mariota, I believe, should be good to go. Derrick Henry didn't really show up last week, but I think he still has promise. You know, first round running back. There's something there. He's shown a couple flashes, and they're still kind of doing the running back by committee. But you know, that offense with Marcus Mariota at the helm, they're liable to go off on anyone. Yeah. But their defense is, I think, a little suspect. So I think we can take advantage of that.
Sus.
Fucking
Derrick Henry, I'm extremely disappointed in you. Fantasy points, you lost me a lot.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Bad. This is terrible. I mean, were you out there? Did you coach him wrong?
No.
Huh? But you did pick him. So
I did pick him. So
fuck you for that. But still, you do better. Do better. That's all I can say. I can't give you straight points because I'm not a running back, but do better. Armchair.
Right.
Hashtag armchair.
It's armchair amateurs talking about shit that we don't really know about. So yeah, I think that game's gonna be a real interesting one.
That's
Let's
gonna be
move on
good.
to the next one. What about Triple
Nah,
G?
nah, nah,
and
nah, nah. Hold on.
Canelo?
I want to go back. Let's talk about K-Jax. I think he, dude, come on. As a safety, killed it. He looked amazing.
Okay.
Compared to his corner. I mean, let's be completely honest. Kevin Johnson, you're gone. You should have kept him there for that instance. But as far as safety, I think he did well. And then you got to think about Tyrann Matthews.
Yeah, Honey Badger.
Solid. Not regretting that pickup. It was amazing. Good.
Right.
There was a fumble recovery, interception for the
And
first
an
time
interception.
playing against Tom Brady. I mean, shit, that looks good.
He called it. He said he wanted to.
Yeah, he called it and he kept up that promise, man. That felt good. I was like, we're looking like shit, but for once,
Our
somebody we
secondary looks
picked up
decent.
in the off season. Fuck you, Brock Osweiler. We finally did something well. Hey, if the local radio stations can make fun of Brock Osweiler, I think I can too.
Yeah,
Everybody
you're
can.
right,
Feel
you're
free
right.
to. If you're a Brock Osweiler fan, reconsider. That's all I can say.
Just reconsider.
Just reconsider, please.
There's better football out there.
Not for me, for you. You can do better, king or queen.
King or queen.
King or queen. Hey man, football's for everybody.
Yeah,
football is for
for
everybody.
everybody.
It's great. But I mean, as far as
Well, let me get your opinion on this since you brought it up. I know it's not really thought of. What do you feel on women or girls playing football?
like the lingerie football league or like
Oh
on
my
actual NFA.
God,
Hey,
no.
no, that's a legitimate
No,
question.
like,
It's a thing, people.
Like in high school football, or if they wanted to, I guess, try to play in college. Do you think it should be allowed?
I think it definitely adds to. I mean, there's definitely gonna be more rules. There's gonna be more. Let's be honest. It's made for men. Unfortunately, like it's not something I completely agree with. But I mean, you got to do different changes, different styles. But I'm not against it at all. I mean, Diana, my little sister, she wanted to play football for the longest.
Yeah.
And I was concerned, not because I think it's a man's sport, because it should be excluded, but there are. I mean, it's gonna change the game. There's people who aren't gonna take you seriously, unfortunately. But I mean, fuck it. I said bring it on, man. There's some women I'm scared of shit. I want to step up to the plate. Sure. I'm like, shit. Hey, this plate, you're blocking her. Nah, fam. You know what? I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna sit this one out. You know.
Sophomore football, there was a girl on the other team. I think it was from MacArthur. Man, she was whooping ass out there. So I get what you mean.
Up.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Though football was originally designed, and created as a men's sport.
Yeah.
But I feel that there are some girls out there that can compete with the guys for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's that stigma, of course, that oh yeah, we need big strong men to man down the lines, blah blah blah. Maybe they could be a kicker.
Yeah.
But absolutely not. They can put forth the same effort that a guy can.
What the women's football league they have you seen that shit? Like how hard they go though? Mm-hmm. Oh man, you're missing out. Like I think me and a coworker were talking about this last week. Like straight up, they go hard, bro. They go bah, knock some sense in somebody else. They come out next play, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to go, and they have a lot less padding than the NFL. Easy.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. A lot less padding. There's a lot more fast pace and a lot of harder hits. Easy.
Huh.
Easy. Underrated as fuck.
Kind of like the WNBA.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Straight up. I mean, unfortunately, I can't give too much opinion on it because I don't watch the NBA.
Yeah.
I don't watch
for sure.
the NBA. WNBA, I'd be really more uneducated. I'm trying though. I'm trying to get into basketball. But yeah, man, women. Yeah, they should be.
Open tall.
Oh yeah. Let's sign one. We need one. I mean, right now we can't even be talking about a great football team. Yeah.
Right.
Of course, Deshaun Watson broke my heart, but hey, I gotta give it to Lamar Miller. He picked up some good yards this week.
Yeah, for sure. I think he broke 100 yards rushing.
Oh yeah, he did. Hey, Adrian Peterson broke 100, and he barely broke 100. So hey, so the standards are not too high, but you got an all-time legend. Right. Adrian Peterson, and you're catching up with him?
Yeah, but Adrian Peterson, old man now, man. He is old.
Well, I mean, Lamar Miller isn't that young.
He's not like Adrian Peterson, though, and Adrian Peterson's been banged up. The wheels are falling off. Lamar Miller isn't the greatest running back in the world, but
I just think he's being. I don't think he's been utilized to his strengths.
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. He still looked impressive though.
Yeah, for sure.
He's still pretty good.
I think Ryan Clark, who used to be a Pro Bowl safety for the, I believe the Broncos and the Steelers at one point, he went on TV and said Deshaun Watson should do the opposite of what Bill O'Brien says.
You think so?
Man, I get where he's coming from, and I agree. Bill O'Brien's offense is fucking terrible, to be completely honest. From what I see in certain situations, like second and long, you gotta run something to get some yards. You gotta run something, like a quick slant in, short passes, screens to try to pick up a couple yards to make that third down a lot lighter. Instead, he's trying to fucking run draw plays up the gut. And Lamar Miller is not a between the tackles runner.
Yeah, definitely.
He is an outside the tackles, get to the sideline type of runner, and yet he doesn't understand that.
Which I don't understand, because if you picked up Lamar Miller because how much he trashed on us when we played Miami, you saw what he was doing. You saw that he was going around the corner. He needed space, and once he gets that space, that open space, he's booking it.
Yeah,
he
has that speed.
Hard. So I mean, seeing that, why would you do the complete opposite? Oh, they're gonna know what we're using him for. Of course they're gonna know what they're using him
yeah,
for.
Right. So what are you gonna do? Fit a square peg into a round hole? Like, yeah.
I mean, if it's Play-Doh, it's possible. But Lamar Miller,
not Play-Doh. Not Play-Doh.
I like to think he's not.
Contrary to popular opinion.
You never know with these guys, man. You don't know what the hell they do off the field.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, I think it's gonna be a real good game. I hope it's not as close as it might be. But
okay.
How do you think Deshaun Watson's going to bounce back from last week?
Oh, man. Deshaun Watson, his tenacity and his determination, I know he's going to come out 100% ready for this game. There might be a little bit of concern from the way that he pulled up limping at the end of last game. But I do feel that he will always take the necessary preparation to get ready.
Oh, yeah.
And he sees this team twice this year, so he's going to be especially on point because it's a divisional rival.
Do you think he'll bounce back as far as like mentally though? Because I mean, it's got to be rough, man. having those interceptions and then playing kind of rough. Because I mean, he beat himself up afterwards. He talked about it. He was like, I don't feel comfortable how I played. He said, put that L on me.
Well, that's just being a good leader.
No, yeah, definitely.
Leader, sorry. Yeah, that's just being a good leader. How would you feel if he threw the offensive line under the bus? He said, I did what I could, but my line couldn't protect me. My receivers couldn't get open. He's going to sound like a bitch.
That sounds like a previous quarterback. That sounds like Brock Osweiler.
Oh, my God.
I'm back. What's up, baby?
Jesus. But just Brock bashing.
Brock bashing.
He took responsibility and he covered for his guys, and I know they appreciate that. Everybody knows there's concerns along that offensive line, but he has that kind of playmaking ability to escape the pocket when he needs to. And I think that's when he is really at his best, when he's forced to improvise.
No, definitely. I mean, if we're going off of improvisation, I've always loved this. His opening game with the Cincinnati Bengals last year.
Right.
Where he couldn't find somebody open, and everybody was scared about him running.
Yeah, when we were at Chulas.
Yeah, we were at Chulas. Hit up Chulas.
Yeah, good drinks.
Very good drinks. But I mean, he was down by like the midfield.
Yeah,
ran it all the way down. Everybody was concerned about him running, but he was like, you know what? I feel confident in myself. This is what they brought me for, to improvise and be quick on my feet, because they've never had it with the Texans. Let's be completely honest. And I mean, he proved himself. I think he's rusty. He's definitely rusty coming back, man. He missed like 9 games.
Yeah.
Last season. That's got to take a toll on you. And again, you played the Patriots. That's got to be intimidating no matter what. Yeah, you played solid against them last year, but you can never count out Tom Brady or Bill Belichick. You can't. Oh yeah, Julian Edelman's out. We'll be fine. No, man.
Yeah.
Freaking.
They make something out of nothing every year. They lose their top receiver. They trade their best offensive skill players.
Yeah, you do.
Yet somehow they pick guys out of the garbage pile and Bill Belichick molds them into freaking Pro Bowlers. I don't understand how
They
he
reload.
does it. Which, for all the crap I talked about Bill O'Brien, he's still a professional football coach. He has years and years and years more experience than I do, and so does his staff. So he has my respect. But just watching the game, man, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was play calling. It was all sorts of things, but I think we'll come out stronger this week. Of course, you learn from your mistakes. Now, though, question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Tom Brady, if he had Bill Belichick as a wide receiver, he could make something happen?
Man, if Bill Belichick were Tom Brady's wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Since he can make it happen with anybody, why not Bill Belichick?
Yeah, right. If
if he has this very strong O-line where he can stand for a very good minute.
For 5 minutes.
For a good 5 minutes. Hey, man, maybe, no one's saying going Hail Mary type of thing.
Yeah.
Just a quick slant. Bill Belichick, get your ass up, get in the game.
Maybe a screen.
Yeah, screen.
I think if there's one play that would get Bill Belichick the ball, it'd be the screen. Just a quick screen, have 3 wide receivers to the left, have him pull back, 2 receivers blocking. He may not get any yards. He may break a leg taking his first step, but I think that would get him the ball for sure.
I think we can make something happen.
Right.
We're gonna sign a petition. We'll put up a link or some shit.
Sign a petition to get Bill Belichick to play wide receiver for one snap.
Mm-hmm. MVP, easy, Hall of Fame.
Good God.
No question.
Coach.
You never know, man. If J.J. Watt could get in as a tight end and get some touchdowns, Bill Belichick, easy, no competition.
There's a huge difference between J.J. Watt's athleticism and Bill Belichick's athleticism.
Of course, with that attitude.
Sure.
Anything's possible, people.
Well, actually, have you seen Bill Belichick's wife before?
No.
No? Maybe a little bit athletic.
That's what money gets you, though. Fuck it. Even Tom Brady upgraded when he started making some money, man.
Well, actually, Giselle was a model before, and she was extremely successful. So, I think it was pretty level playing ground there.
I'm not saying like she's a gold digger or anything, but I mean it plays a big difference. I mean, what sounds better? Oh, me dating a second string quarterback, or the man who got a job off of the tuck rule and now he's starting quarterback for the New England Patriots.
43 years old and a Hall of Famer, probably the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Details.
You're right.
Details.
But enough about football wives.
All right. Let's get
This is
rolling.
not that show. Let's move on to the next topic.
Next topic we got. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. You know, very controversial topic as far as this sport, but boxing.
Right.
We're gonna have some good takes on Canelo Alvarez and I don't know how to pronounce this all 3 G's, but Triple G.
Gennady.
Gennady Triple G.
screw the middle name. Nobody needs the middle name. Who likes middle names anyways?
That's bad. That's real bad.
Regardless.
No, but I think it's gonna be a good fight. I mean, they definitely brought the energy in the weigh-in. You know, they had the weigh-in today. It was I wasn't expecting much. I was like, all right, they're gonna go and just walk out.
Yeah, but who would have thought? Who would have thought they would have run up on each other?
Yeah, man. No, well, actually, I take that back. Nah, Canelo ran up on Triple G. You know,
Yeah.
Straight up. But I mean, Triple G didn't even look phased, man. And,
Right.
you know, you got an angry little Mexican coming up to you.
Do you know why though?
What?
Because Canelo's a bitch.
Wow.
Saying it here.
Wow.
Saying it now. Canelo's a bitch. Mexican fighter, my asshole. Triple G's a better Mexican fighter than Canelo is.
What? Russia taking over Mexico.
2019.
We're predicting it here, predicting it now.
That's
Oh
how
my
it starts.
God.
Come in through Mexico, direct port to the United States.
But how does Russia get to Mexico?
Submarines.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was Germany who did it with the Mexicans during like World War II or some shit. Right? World of One.
Jesus.
That fact checked me, somebody.
Fact check.
Fact checked me. But I mean, as far as going back to the weigh-in, it was good, man. He ran up on Triple G, brought that energy. It was good that he brought that energy. Definitely showed that, you know, Mexican machismo all day long, and I mean, maybe they're doing it for hyping up the fight or whatever, but it brought the energy. It brought the energy, you know, especially with Canelo Alvarez's managers. Canelo ran up, he was all ready to go, and then everybody started celebrating. He was kept his cool, and his managers were just, you know, I would love to be the scale in that room and just hear that conversation. You know, it's like, fuck you, puto. Vamos a verte en el ring, puto. You know, shit like that. I mean, I see that shit in every drunk Mexican party, you know, that we have in my house. But from an outside perspective, when you're not, you know, separating people, it can be pretty fun. It can be really fun. It's not your drunk deal. It's good.
Yeah, for sure. It makes for good TV.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, definitely. Yeah. But it was the weigh-ins. I mean, it was like about pound difference, maybe not even. But it was
not even.
It's gonna be a close fight. Nobody can say, hey, he weighs more. I mean, it is, you know, bring up bullshit excuses, of course.
All right, so preface part 2. You may notice a difference in visual quality. We had some technical issues with the other camera, mainly freaking battery life. So we're gonna try to pick up where we left off. So
Yeah.
Where were we?
We left off with Canelo being on the ropes, Triple G being aggressive. Which, yeah, he was very aggressive. That was an amazing fight on both ends. Yeah, and again, yeah, you're right. He did come aggressive. He was, man, he did have him on the ropes for a long time, like round after round. There was at least a good 5 seconds on the ropes for Canelo, which, I mean, yeah, maybe it was part of a strategy, you know, evading, but he just couldn't get away quick enough. But he did take those hits like a champ. He
Right.
did. I mean, there's video clips of the first fight of them just eating them and coming back and people being like, "I want that chin, son," straight up.
Right.
But I mean, impressive fight, of course, and then it ended up in a draw, and I didn't
Which
like
is
that.
some bullshit, man. I don't know diddly about boxing, which is exactly why I'm an armchair amateur. But I would really like to figure out how boxing judges judge these matches, because just with the eye test, it looked like Triple G won the crap out of that fight. But then again, maybe there's some technical things that I just don't know about. But Triple G definitely was the more entertaining fighter in that fight.
Yeah, you can sit here, you can take away from each fighter all day long, and you can give your opinion who won. But at the end of the day, it was a draw. It was a draw. Now, coming with this upcoming fight, the energy they're already bringing with the whole scandal of Canelo taking steroids, let's be honest. Don't blame it on the cow meat, son. Don't be an asshole. But, I mean, it is what it is. They moved the fight from Cinco de Mayo to September 16th, Mexican Independence Day. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be real good. But they both have a lot to prove. Especially, I think it rides a lot more for Triple G. He's getting up there, 36-year-old man. Compare yourself to a 28-year-old. People are just gonna look at it with different views. I mean, as far as people will say how boxing can be controversial, especially if they think it's bought, all this stuff. I mean, if you're going with that direction, people are gonna look at Triple G different. They're gonna want to say, "Hey, we're gonna put our money, we're gonna put our choice, our pick with Canelo, the younger guy, the guy who still has a longer future with his."
Right.
And if it is real, it's not, you know, bought or whatever people say. I think Canelo is gonna really have to play defensively, learning from his mistakes with Mayweather. It was all offense. I think he showed a little about that in the first fight, but he's definitely have to do this one, because Triple G, what he has to prove is that he still got it. I think he does. Personally, I think he does.
Yeah,
but to
sure.
prove himself in this fight, he's gonna have to knock him out, man. If it goes to decision, I don't see them giving to it. I don't see a draw either.
Yeah.
I don't see it all. But, I mean, thinking money-wise as well, if he does come up with a knockout, it gives the excuse to make one more fight. It's like, no way this old man did it. No fucking way, let's do it again. But if Canelo wins it on
It's
decision, knockout, that's it, man. They're going to be, all right, you're beat up, you're old. No way in hell you're going to be able to do it again. You know, if you can keep up this time, what's going to change in 6 months, 9 months to when we do another fight?
Yeah,
You know?
that's fair. I mean, I think there's a better if they're going for entertainment value, I think there's a better storyline there, giving it to Triple G, because I do think that the older veteran, you know, wailing on a young-ish kid who is really cocky and talks all the shit. I think there's a better story there. I mean, just, you know, to draw another comparison, Brady, you know, he's 41, I think, and still dominating the game.
Yeah.
So Triple G, he's been on a string of knockouts, and it would be great to see him just freaking knock Canelo out cold for sure.
One more time, baby.
One more time.
One more time. You know, playing devil advocate, I mean, of course, people will be like, hey, you're Mexican, you gotta go for Canelo. Yeah, and straight up, I do feel a sense of pride, you know, of course, you know, because the whole Mexican thing. But it is,
Right.
it feels good to have your race up there. You know, hey, we're leading boxing. Feels pretty good. But let's be real, man. I think he fell off after the Mayweather fight. I really do. He went in really offensive, and then when he figured out that Mayweather wasn't trying to go offensive, he was going defensively, he couldn't keep up with him.
Yeah.
He underestimated him. He went in cocky there. And, I mean, same with this fight. With the first fight, he went in pretty cocky. Even at the end of the fight, he's like, I thought I won that fight. And
Yeah.
I don't know about all that, man. But definitely this fight's going to be good. Make sure to watch it, because we're definitely going to open up with it while we try the next food segment
On the next episode.
We're gonna try to do, what's it, bi-weekly?
Yeah, bi-weekly. We're
Bi-weekly.
gonna aim for bi-weekly. We're gonna try to film reasonably, and then, of course, editing takes a little bit of time, but we are gonna try to aim for that bi-weekly mark, and release, you know, the full episode, hopefully edited correctly.
Yeah, because of course we're gonna fuck that up somehow.
Oh, there's gonna be some choppy cuts.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
definitely gonna be some growing pains, but, you know, if you're out there and you're listening, you know, just bear with us a little bit. We're still trying to figure it out too.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I think it's gonna be a good fight. We're gonna definitely open it up. Leave comments, leave your opinions about our hot takes, about maybe suggestions or places we should do as well. I mean, there's places we haven't even discovered. We found that out today.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. If you have any suggestions on places we should check out, or places that you've been to and you loved, let us know, and we'll go check it out. We'll see what's up with it,
Yeah.
and you know, interact with us on social media. You know, we'll try to tag each other's personal profiles in addition to our podcast account, and we're always open to comments, constructive criticism. If you want to tell us that where we could do something better, or where we're doing something wrong, or if there's something you want us to talk about, or you have an idea for us to cover in an upcoming episode, please just let us know. You know, we're open to suggestions.
I'm even more open if you just want to comment that Carlos is a bitch. Honestly, I'm cool with it. You're cool with it, right? Yeah,
Fuck
you are.
no.
He's all right. He's all right. He can take it. Hopefully he can take it. If not, man, we got to rethink this friendship. We're gonna break up this band real fucking quick.
Yeah, man, this ain't gonna last.
Or if you want to give the compliment, hey man, you look like a snack in a red tea. Fuck it, do you? Whatever you're into. I mean, you might have to fight Brianna or something, but that ain't up to me.
Yeah, that's not my fight either.
Do what you like, man.
Sure.
But thank you for listening. It's been fun. I think we can make something grow. We're gonna make something out of what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to get Houston out there, give you our opinion that you didn't ask for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna ram it down your throat.
But we'll try to keep entertaining. We'll try to do what we can.
Yeah,
We
sure.
try.
And as we get more comfortable, we'll get more energy. We'll be a little bit louder. You know, just working through the kinks right now.
All right, sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See you on the next episode.